What's up, guys? B-Boy Vinzel here, aka Vince Ryder. And yeah, welcome to my top B-Boys of 2023. I'm going to give you my list of who I think. Okay, mine. Okay, this is my list. Duh. Okay, and my opinion of who is the top B. And for pretty much for the longest time, listen, I've been breaking since I was like 5 years old, okay? And I'm in my late 20s. So here I am talking about breaking and talking about it for the longest time because I've been a fan of breaking for ever since BC1 2005. Lilu win, and pretty much from there, I start to be like Lilu. I start to act like Lilu. Then moving on, I start to act like everyone in MZK. I start to, be this. I start to go to jams in the age of 13 back in the Philippines. And yeah, here I am, grown up and pretty much going jams and also making my name within the commentary space. At least I used to, but then I move on to the anime space, the gaming space. And it's crazy how time flies when actually I've been doing this for the longest time. I mean, not the whole, I mean, basically YouTube, but also within breaking, just being a fan of breaking and being a fan of it. Yeah, I meant in that sense, doing it for the longest time. Because right now, I don't enjoy doing, commentaries, to be honest. We're seeing, like, at least what I'm seeing is a complete, like, decrease of, like, inflation of b-board commentators. And especially in the sense of b-board commentators motivation. A lot of them are not motivated. I don't see Profo doing much, or Spin Theory doing much. I don't see one of my favorite, channels that are, in the breaking space doing much interviews and stuff like that as they used to back in 2020 or 2019 even. But it makes sense because making any money, basically what we're relying on is the enjoyment. And the thing is that no one's, like, you would think, like, it's coming to the Olympics now. Breaking is bigger with the amount of, like, sneaker brands, clothing brands, freaking car brands. Okay, b-boy's getting, like, free cars, getting free flights. We got, like, freaking b-boy Victor now sponsored by Delta Airlines. You would think, like, the amount of sponsors, they would actually, there would be like a huge influx of, like, commentators and stuff like that, especially with ESPN and stuff. And there probably is, but not the enjoyment. I don't know what it is, but there's a part of me where I'm like, well, I kind of don't need to. And there's so many of us that are trying to rely on other people, other b-boys and, b-girls, or other people commentating on breaking to actually, talk about it, to react to the BC1 when we don't need to, and I don't need to, and stuff like that, because I have my own thing going on. I got a freaking job. I got another channel that has, like, more people that cared what I do in the gaming space slash anime space. Okay, my other main channel, and this is just my second channel. So yeah, it just seems like we're in a low motivation point of just, like, doing, like, just content that just basically just happens to almost, like, waste our time, but at the same time we do it for fun. I don't know. I just want to really speak on that because I lost my motivation. I lost it when I first lost my channel, when it was terminated. Not because of the whole b-boy reactions, but also from my other main channel of what happened there, which I don't need to share, but it happened. And my motivation to doing YouTube is not a lot. Unless, I get paid, like my main channel, I get, like, donations, or I get like what else? Like, pretty much love. Just love. Just people being like, yo, thank you for reacting to this, mad support. But with the little support that I got, and I don't get any in this channel, okay, when it comes down to breaking, and I don't expect to, but it just hurts sometimes, It's just like, you've seen, especially if you get love. Like, I seen some channels that I'm not going to name that actually did get donations and loves and stuff like that. But that's not enough for them to qualify, because some of us are living in a time where we really need to financially support ourselves. We literally need, because as we're growing up and as time goes on, things get more expensive. The economy is broken, especially here in the US. It is getting worse and worse. And we don't have the motivation to actually make these kind of content because we're too busy trying to, survive, okay, financially. And breaking, if breaking doesn't pay us, we don't need to be part of it. That's what I kind of, like, live by for the longest time. If I'm not getting anything financially for this, other than just, like, having fun and stuff like that, like, the amount of breaking vids, breaking reactions that I have in this channel are not uploaded. They're not at all, like they're still privated because I haven't edited them. I haven't edited descriptions or anything like that, or just at least put a thumbnail. I haven't really put them out there. I don't really care to put them out there because what is the point? That's always kind of like been like this ongoing like, demon in my head that is just telling me like, yeah, what's the point? What is the point? Like I don't know what it is. Like there's just this part of me where I'm so tired of actually making content, and I kind of want to break, and that's way more fun within the breaking space is doing the breaking other than making the breaking. Just to be fair, that's pretty much where I'm at. And that's where most people are at. Once you start dancing, I guess you get that motivation. There's many times where I've been breaking for the longest time, and I've been doing like, practice sessions because that's all I can do unless there's a jam or a cipher or stuff like that. But for the amount of times that I always break, whenever that first moment hits when I hit the floor, it just feels satisfying. It feels like, you know what? I can never leave this. And I can never leave breaking. You know, pretty much it will always be part of me no matter where or what happens to me. Other than that, let's talk about the top B-Boys of 2023. This is my personal list of like who I think is the top and who is basically, for most people, opinion, but mostly mine. Okay, just want to let you know. For the number 10 spot, and I think I did this with the B girl, kind of like, chain as well, which is, pretty much another let's our top 10 that I recorded a minute ago. I said a minute ago, but a minute ago I was like ranting about me doing YouTube. But there was one B-boy that motivate me to actually move a bit more when it comes to this, because the Rico, even though he's not really up there, because here's the thing, he's supposed to be in honorable mentions, but I'm too lazy to put honorable mentions. Like I'm too lazy to put many uploads and too lazy to do interviews, and I know that's probably gonna change, next year maybe. But Rico, when I saw this B-boy, and I think I've seen this with a lot of Italian B-boys like Daga and Snap and all that, is that it's almost like he's fighting with the small amount of tools that he has. There's not much for me to like about Rico or understand why he's so dope. But for whatever reason, he is. Like the way he moves, and also his like, small bits of footwork, small bits of power. Like he just sparks in like just a small amount of ingredients and turns it up to some amazing dish like pasta or lasagna, Italy. But he just creates something big with the small amounts of like moves and little stuff that he does that makes it all perfect. And I think that's what really Italian B-Boys just does so well whenever I see them. Like I've been following the Italian Federation within breaking for the longest time, and pretty much, yeah, Rico for me sort of like stands out. Him, Daga, Snap, and pretty much the ones that are not really relied on power or not that powerful in any sense. But for Rico, yeah, definitely in my books, like just a B-boy that inspires me as me being half Italian. Like I just like sort of seem to just involve more within Rico's like presence in a ways. But yeah, Rico for me, just for at least for an honorable mention. That's why I put him in the top 10, because I don't see him out here traveling all over the globe or anything like that. Maybe not. I don't know what's going on with the, they might have some hidden bench warmers in the Olympic team. But other than that, yeah, Rico for this one. Next up is the freaking, by the way, there's a reason I put him here. Not only he's a dope B-boy, but you see this. Okay, Nazgul, aka the push-up guy. Like, can I just rant a little bit here? I know I'd rant anyways, Just look at the other amount of videos and what I make, I just rant. But the dude is literally doing 1,000 push-ups every single day until he hits 100,000 followers. And he doesn't even have 10,000 followers on Instagram, I believe, but that's a lot of dedication. And even though he even talks about in his like recent videos, like the algorithm is not really catching up to him, or it's not really providing him in a sense, like, it's like, bro, like you don't, Like, how on earth are you gonna fulfill that? Okay, like seriously. And I don't want to make a separate video of actually putting Nazgul. And now thinking about, like, when I actually was thinking of, like, oh man, my favorite Dutch b-boys. Freaking Menno always wins. Menno always takes it. Lee always takes it. Many of the rugged cats always takes it. But I gotta put someone from Break Squad, and then I realized, like, oh, well, this is gonna be interesting because the freaking push-up guy Nazgul is in there, because now I have to put Nazgul in there because I just, like, I never understand with the whole push-ups thing. What is up with the 100,000 push-ups? And maybe because I'm lazy, maybe I'm not doing it. Well, no one's paying me to do it, or nor I don't feel motivated to. Maybe like 100,000 like jumping jacks. I can do those. But for push-ups every single damn day, does your arm hurt? Like, it's okay if those videos are fake. Maybe they're not. I wouldn't know. But if they were, I'll be like, that would be, hey, that's okay. That's okay if it's fake, because I don't feel like it's worth it to get all the way up to 100,000, especially for, like, many, and be like, there's other ways to do it without even, like, doing 100,000 push-ups every single damn day. Like, it's crazy. Like, that's insane. Trying to do it for that long until you get 100,000 like followers on Instagram is like, you're not gonna, how are you gonna win? I don't understand. I really don't understand. But other than that, and I know Nazgul, he's been seeing stuff, and also, like, he's aware of me, and I'm aware of him because I've been, like, a fan of, like, what he puts, just little bits, just like Rico here, like little bits of pieces, but he adds it, expands it more to what he has. Like, the creativity canvas that he creates is always fulfilling just to see it. The presence that he has given, and he's just overall a dope b-boy, especially for what his crew, like, Kaja be killing it, Flomo, or Flo, not Flomo, but someone named Floio. Yeah, Floio is also dope as well, from his crew. Like, many b-boys in Break Squad are pretty dope, and Nazgul seems to be the dopest. But what's up with the push-ups, dude? Like, it just, like, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna paint my beard, and I'm gonna do this in public, and it's like, man, you just, okay. I don't know where this is gonna go. I don't know if his motivation is gonna be lost or something like that. It's gonna be interesting later on. But other than that, other than the whole push-ups thing, because that's what he's trying to be known for, that's cool. For my top 9. Anyways, speaking of top 9 all day, that's a transition. The best one, okay? And no one's gonna know it. But number 8 is Nord Diamond. Nord Diamond is his, like, exterior and presence and everything like that just always brings it, especially with the mixture of him with Zeku whenever they go to the freaking the Florist Flava. Like, that's definitely, like, sort of the highlights of just, like, what I seen. And also, as well as, like, that event that happened in Denmark that I can't remember the name, but yes, definitely that one as well, because, like, Nord Diamond just, like, he's just, I don't know, like, he's just so, like, his ability and how long he's been breaking, his style that has been approved has stretched bounds, okay, with his power and everything like that, his mixture of movements, and he just pushes it. He just brings it with just some oomph and flavor. Like, just for the longest time when I see him break, like, he definitely improves, but he also still kept that original, like, shadow style within him. And it's just, just dope to see as he grows up, and also has he evolve as well with other crews, and intermixing with other crews as well, and collaborating as on all that. Like, he's just mad dope. Anyways, next up for number 7 is Diaz, all the way from Kazakhstan, and pretty much became, like, the reason why Predators are very well known. Not only Amir, but also Diaz as well. And Diaz is pretty much, like, for me, like, a b-boy that, like, I tend to actually just really fall in love with just how he just, like, how confident and cocky he is. Let's just be honest, because he can definitely follow the music, or at least try to. Like, he's definitely funny, and he is, especially that thing that Bruce Almighty set up. I have never understand what was the point of that, but that was hilarious. And also for Diaz as well, he's just like, he's going to every event, and he's like, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know who hurt him, But he just decided like, yo, I don't care anymore. I'm gonna go to every event and I'm just gonna clown around and just joke around and just be funny and free and pretty much freeze for a certain amount of time. At the same time, battle. Like he just I don't get it. I don't get it. But for whatever reason, I guess it works. It does get annoying at sometimes. That's why I don't put him in like the number two or three spot. But I can't help but respect that. Respect that he, is also just putting his like own presence within like how cocky he is, or just like how I wouldn't say cocky. I would just say like just funny. Just like, playing around with the other opponents and stuff, or just basically just doing these moments where he's like, having fun, practice, but also creating at the same time, especially those moments at the battle of the year. Whoa. Just whoa. Okay. And that battle against Jinjo, like he was just really having fun. You can tell he's really having fun. And I like that about Diaz. And I've been following Diaz for a long time because how dope his footwork is, how very clean he is. But mixed with that, with also his confidence, it's like, dude, that's not fair. That's not fair, bro. But yeah, Diaz for number 7. For number 6 is Kuzya. I gotta put Kuzya here, at least, or some Ukrainian b-boy. It was either Lucy Sky or Kuzya. But for some reason, Kuzya, I definitely respected how, he really blended in very perfectly, especially with Lil Zoo. Lil Zoo and him are just like, they're like brothers in a sense. And man, it just rides, okay? Kuzia is also a dope battler, and also how just strong and intimidating he is. But man, does he know how to actually create, especially his reels and what he has on Instagram. Those were cool to watch, especially for the brands like that one with for Converse and the other one for Puma. And he is just, the way he battles and his movements, and also following each music, but also little flows that I start to notice that he's building up. You just see him flourish, and it's just like each time he enters the floor, like there's always something new to actually look forward to whenever I see Kuzya, at least for me. And he's such a strong opponent out there. Like I don't know. Ukraine will always be dope with the amount of b-boys and b-girls. Prayers to them. But yo, Kuzya definitely deserves to be in this list. And also as well as Phil Wizard, Kuzya's little friend, I believe. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know if they're part of Black Market or something like that. But Phil Wizard is also a b-boy that I just noticed that he's evolving. His movements are evolving. There's stuff that he does where it's just like unfair. I'm just like, bro, where did this come from? How do you do this? Like, it just seems like Phil Wizard for me, like, is overall, like, with his style is the loudest. And also just how he battles and stuff like that. He's always having fun, but also battles intermixed with those two. But either way, he's having fun most of the time. He's always breaking up a smile whenever he does break. And also, he's sponsored by Lululemon. What b-boy is sponsored by a brand where it's like freaking like $900 for freaking sweatpants? Like, what is that? But yeah, Phil Wizard for me, I definitely feel like just definitely deserves to be in this list. It's just like Canada always providing the dopest b-boys and b-girls. Like, and for whatever reason, like just Phil is a good example of that, because he really extended himself to be really out there. Like, he's going all over the place with his swimming style and his freaking like, his like what the freeze, the freaking forearm head freeze or whatever it is that he just freaking pulls just easily. Like, unfair. Phil Wizard is just unfair at this point, and he's dope. Next up is number 4. Speaking of unfair, we got b-boy Alvin. Alvin is another dope b-boy that, for me personally, I really enjoyed watching his power moves, his hit the beat, especially that moment when he was at some Unbreakable event or whatever. I forget what it was, but it was against Japan, and he was just going at it like that, and he was just like hitting the beat every time. And man, he's invincible at this point. I don't know what's up with him, but he's invincible, and he just still goes at it. He still goes at it. Okay, even though there's moves that I don't really like he would do like air flare to handstand and stop. It still looked dope. It still looked dope for like elbow tracks and stuff like that. And just the amount of other movements that he brings. Okay, it's just like Alvin just keeps bringing it. And Venezuela always brings out the best b-boys and b-girls out there. Like, it's just It's just unfair at this point. Next up is number 3, Hero 10. Hero 10, I try to put some b-boy from Korea and Japan in here. Hero 10 is just like unfairly my favorite. Okay, he's I don't know what it is, but I saw his passion and I saw him tear up when I he won the freestyle session, and it was like, yo, what a victory lap for this man. Like it just feels like a freaking like protagonist anime character that is just winning, and pretty much they finally got the win, and you just feel this victory for them. Hero 10 for himself, like, definitely is like top tier powerhead, at least the way I see it. But you had that with the heavy move set and the style, the footwork. You just have like a full buffet of moves and everything like that, and freezes. It just seems like Hero 10 like definitely is up there. Definitely up there for one of my favorites to see within, when any B-boy and B-girl from Japan. And I've been pretty much watching it for the longest time. And you have all these other Japanese B-boys just bringing the amount of diversity that they bring. And even though it's Hero 10, I will admit it's not that diverse, not that crazy. I still feel like that he knows how to really get the crowd going and knows how to keep the momentum, the energy still intact, no matter how many rounds he does. And I guess maybe it's because he's young, maybe because he has that amount of energy, and maybe because he's, well, Japanese as well. Like they're just a different breed. Japanese people are a different breed. I don't know what it is. But Hero 10, like it's just like he's unfairly dope. Like having all that power, all those move sets and everything, and also just like getting the crowd hype. It's just unfair. It's perfect. And when it comes to Hero 10, like it's just like you're seeing a cyborg, but also seeing like a graffiti piece of a cyborg just going at it in the floor. Like it's always like what is that? How did he, like, it's just always shocking just to see more of Hero 10, and also seeing his passion of breaking through his powers and everything is such a beautiful sight. Anyway, speaking of beautiful sights, Denmark and Gambia, man, those places are beautiful. I've never seen those countries. But we're going to talk about Supreme. We got to talk about Supreme because this man is just, what is up with this man? I know many people, and I'm going to tell you the way Ruggeds, like, kind of explain to like what they see through Supreme. He's basically that guy in the corner, like he's just there for free food and free drinks, and he just came out of nowhere and just like he's basically like, yeah, bro, let me do a move, okay, let me do a move, okay, I got this, bro, and pretty much like he just going at it, and he just does a freaking triple twist to a freaking tap mill and just walks out like, are you serious right now? Supreme is crazy. The amount of moves and just how chill he is, he does it regardlessly. And like unapologetically, it just brings it with the amount of style, just the most amount of riz that he has ever had, which I never would ever knew that I would say about any b-boy. But that's what Supreme is, the chillest and most dangerous b-boy ever. Okay, this guy is just not, I don't know what's going on with him. Like, he's just so chill. Like, he just comes out, like, like he comes out dressed up very, like, cleanly, even though, like, in his style, it's still, like, like, his style, fashion-wise and movement-wise, is just unfair. It's unfair because it just pops out of nowhere that he just does the biggest tricks or the most best musical hits, because he be hitting the beat in the most killerest way, and man, he's like, it's just a lot of fun just seeing Supreme just go wild without really having the face or reaction or anything like that to go wild. No, he can just be like, boom, just out of nowhere. Like, that's freaking Supreme. That's the way I can explain about Supreme so far. Yeah, Supreme all the way. Like, it's just like, what's going on? I don't know. My God. Anyways, my Filipino accent is just popping out, something like that. Speaking of Filipino, hijack. That's my transition. That was a poor transition. Okay, I'm sorry. But hijack for me is number one. Okay, I feel like I could have done that better. And my number one is Hijack. Okay, no one cares actually, but I can't help it. Hijack is royalty. The way he presents it, literally, the freaking, he is the newest Bruno Mars. I will say that. Okay, like his style is so present. It's buttery. It's so Michael Jackson. It's just like his smoothness, his like cadence, his concepts, his transitions, and everything like that. The guy has the perfect package. But the way he presented himself, and the thing is that I think I said this for many other Filipino b-boys that I see true. I see this true, like, logistics. I see this true Ronnie. I see Ives. When it comes to them, there's just like, we just have this like cadence, this Filipino cadence that just, and Hijack is a good example of that. He just brings that way more. Like he really does ride the wave every time he breaks. Like the dude is just like, I don't know how to say it though. I really don't. There's no words to describe his smoothness and his Hawaiian like style. He just brings that Hawaiian style whenever he breaks, and he really does represent hard whenever I see him. Every time I see this man, I'm like, oh, he's gonna bring colors to the floor, and he did. He definitely did. Especially in the BC1 or in other, events as well. Like he just like, Hijack is just up there as like just relentlessly the best in terms of style and presence. Just the way he really puts himself out there is like no other, especially for this year. But other than that, yeah, that's it. That's my top 10 B-Boys of 2023. Thank you guys for watching. See you when I see you. And hopefully this list doesn't piss you off, but it does. Good. Good. It's a good thing that it pisses you off, okay? I don't care. God, my accent is... oh my God. Anyways, I'll see you when I see you. And yeah, we'll leave. Bye. Ciao.